Hey everybody, Sam here.
And Angela, and welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to the next part of our renovations of our boys' bedroom and bathroom in our 1988 Palm Harbor single-wide mobile home. Today we get to have another big thing checked off our list, another milestone, and that is
finishing up drywall.
But first, we install the entire tub faucet assembly and have fun doing plumbing. The time has come to finally get to install the tub's faucet. I guess you still call it a faucet with a tub. I'm not really sure. Either way, we have got a tub shower unit. This is the back of it, and what I'm showing you here is the fact you have your water inlets on the left and right side, and then the top part goes to your shower and the bottom goes to your tub. I was holding that upside down. Not that it matters a whole lot, but just in case some of you really eagle-eyed viewers out there could see the tiny little word that says up was not pointing up. The biggest thing to note with this shower, and each one's going to be unique, is that this one is designed that this outside plastic face needs to be flush with the wall when everything is said and done. I have measured it and I have put my blocking in the cavity here in the wall to allow me to screw it to the blocking, and it should be correct on the depth. The tub and the shower head themselves also need blocking to support them, but they're not as finicky as far as depths. For the tub, I went ahead and picked up a copper stub out, and this is a 10-inch length. It is much longer than what I really need, but it was either that or one that I was afraid was going to be too short. So for $2 extra, I know I'm fine. This is something we put into place now, and we will trim it to fit later once the surround is installed and everything. The way that the stub out works is once your wall is done and installed and everything's finished inside your shower, you take a pipe cutter and cut the end off because this is sealed up. Then you take your tub spout and it slips on there, and there's an O-ring inside here that makes it fit and not leak. After that, there's a set screw on the bottom, and that's how it tightens down with the tub spout. This may be different depending on what you buy or where you live, so be sure you check your instructions with your faucet before you buy or really do much of anything. For the shower head portion, you need a fitting called a drop ear, which is kind of a weird term because it's not dropping, it's up high for a shower, but I guess this can be used other places. It's basically a fitting that has a thread on the end to accept your shower pipe, and that threads in, like that. And then it's got some little mounting tabs here to screw it and attach it to the wall blocking inside your wall to make sure it stays secure and doesn't go anywhere and doesn't cause any leaks. I'm going to be using PEX plumbing for my shower install, but there are many different types of water supply lines out in the world. So what I have is for PEX, but you may use something different or have something different if you're doing an existing install. So I'm sorry, I can't help you beyond PEX. I took the time to lay out everything as it will pretty much install in the wall, just a lot shorter and together, and that's what you guys are seeing here. You're able to see all the adapters and where they are in relation to the faucet and the controls and things of the sort. Of course, this is not to scale because, well, it's sitting on top of a piece of drywall and not really in the wall, but it does give you an idea of the fittings and adapters that I personally needed to install this unit in my bathroom. Alright, that is enough talking about the technical parts of showers, of which I don't have a degree in. Let's go ahead and start putting this stuff in the wall and actually making some physical progress. have everything plumbed up, but I'm going to stop here. I want to hook all the PEX lines up and put some water pressure on this thing to make sure it doesn't leak. I was forced to use the plastic swivel adapter for the hot side of the shower faucet. I really did not want to, but I had no other way around it with the vent pipe and everything as it is. So I'm hoping that it doesn't leak, but I want to put this thing under pressure and double check it. In addition to that, I'm pretty sure there's another piece I need to buy for the tub stub out because it's kind of wiggly and wobbly. So I'm going to go to the hardware store after doing some research and pick up the piece for that, and see you guys whenever I get done doing a little more shopping on this project. Welcome to the next day. We just got back from the hardware store for two things. First of all, we picked up a proper support bracket for the stub out of the tub stub out. Tub stub. It comes with a little clamp and everything, and I'll show you guys putting this in place. We definitely need this to make sure that copper stub out is secure and clamped in place properly. In addition, I picked up something to replace the plastic swivel that I put on the hot water inlet side of the faucet. I don't like having plastic in the wall. I don't know if that's proper, and I just don't want to run the risk of it ever leaking. What I was able to find is a brass elbow and then a male threaded adapter so I can go from our 1/2 inch PEX and thread into the side of the faucet. I'm going to have to take the faucet itself off of the wall to be able to swivel and attach this brass elbow, but it's worth it in the end to have all metal, all proper, good and tight connections in there. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time replacing that, putting up our stub out thing, and then we'll take the next step. Well, it's really good and tight, but just get that out of the way. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Go. Son, we're gonna pull it crooked. I gotta be more careful then. It's a good clamp for it to pull it crooked and not let go at all.
Did it again?
No, now it's not level.
So Sam's been busy behind the scenes. We needed to go ahead and put our lighting wiring in, and so we replaced an existing outlet with a new one so we could run that wiring easier. He also had to add some blocking right here for the tub and for the shower rod. This will make it a lot easier, and we shouldn't poke through the drywall with the rod.
Or feral children rip it out.
Right.
The tub faucet is all connected up, fully plumbed in. We turned the water off, spliced in the supply lines, and turned the water back on. No leaks under the house, and in here, no leaks as well. One additional thing I did is I actually ran an okay amount of water through the shower head. I wanted to make sure that the water was all in the faucet valves and everything to make sure there are no leaks. I'm happy to say we have no leaks. I don't know how many times I can say leak in that one. So at this point, that completes all of the work for this area for now. We can now move to the looks like you actually did something with your time portion of the project, which is drywall. We only have maybe 2.5 sheets and this room is done. So let's go. Alright guys, at this point, if you follow us and follow our channel, you have seen us install drywall, mainly this room we are now in, which is the boys' bedroom. I'm not going to try and juggle all of us in the bathroom to finish out a few pieces and try and film that. So we're just going to knock it out, get the stuff done, and we'll show you guys whenever we get that done.
There you go.
Yep. So we had the questions on one of our previous videos on how Sam measures and cuts drywall. I will disclaimer this, I'm not a drywallologist, I'm definitely not a professional, but I will at least share with you the tactics and methods I use. Here I am at the point of cutting or measuring to cut the drywall for the tub faucet. What I like to do is first start with my main piece. I will measure how wide this needs to be, and then in our case, since it tapers at the ceiling, I'll measure my height on the left and then the height on the right. That then gives me the overall outline of the board or the sheet of drywall that I need to cut. Measuring from a constant flat part, which in this case is the bottom of the sheet, allows me to get the angle of the top cut without having to do any complicated math. Knowing that I have a 90-degree corner on the bottom left and right means it all works out okay up top. As far as the inside fittings, like the faucet handle and the shower head and the tub spout, I like to just pick one side of my sheet as my constant reference. For this cut, what I did is I measured everything off the left and off the bottom. Those are my only 2 points of reference as far as lines. From there, I measured over and found the center of everything, and then I measured up to find the height. For larger things such as the faucet itself, I just measured the diameter and used that and found a relative object. In this case, Angela found our drywall tape, what we're going to use for finishing the drywall. It was the same diameter, so we used it to mark the circle and cut out our piece there. For other things such as the shower head, I just got rough measurements and I knew that I cut the holes larger than they're going to be. Those kind of things are easy to fill around the edges with your joint compound, so you don't have to be super picky about those. Especially in our case, we're going to do all of this with drywall and then we're going to cover it up with our tub surround, and at that point is where you want to get really picky. So I just want to share my method for measuring and everything and just let you know that it's not super complicated as long as you keep your constant points of reference and know that you can always make it better with the compound later. Now that I have told you how I measure drywall and how it's all great and wonderful, let's fit this piece that I cut and see if it actually fits. I don't think it will. That's why I have my knife in my pocket to do a little trim up work, but let's see. Woohoo! Okay, it actually fit. Forgot to mark where my studs are though. Off it comes. Alright, 2 things. I watch top and bottom at the same time.
Do you want me to hold?
There we go. So make sure that is centered.
Okay.
So that's good. Faucet handle is good. Just gotta make sure everything is good as it moves.
Do you want me to hold it?
No, it's okay. Hold your ears. Where'd that stud go? I'm still holding it. I only want at least 2 screws before I let go. That's pretty. Here's another piece that I've cut for the bathroom and another little example of how I measured this. I started with the overall width and then I measured this height. I knew this is going to be my reference corner. I then measured over to the distance of the tallest point, marked it here, did a straight line up, measured my height, and then I connected the point all the way down to the end where I had a distance of 1/2 inch tall. So pretty much measure the width, height, distance, height, and then height, and connect all the lines with a straight edge. Let's see if it fits. Sweet. It worked. I don't have any tools to attach that with. Hope it doesn't fall. How good does it feel to be done with the drywall of that stage?
It feels very good. Something else completed so we can like also do something different.
Yeah, that was, I feel like, one of like the last construction phases of this project. Now it's finish work. Mm-hmm. Finish the walls. Finish the job.
Paint.
Yay.
Get rid of the purple.
Yeah, actually, I do look forward to painting. So we took a little bit of time and we got rid of all the drywall cuts and leftovers that we've been saving since that job is done. They are out there in the trailer. Through that window, the same window that this whole room and half of the house is fit through.
Gone through.
Yes, the portal to the land of Bai. So we did that, and then we also spent some time organizing and cleaning up this room, which has all our tools and supplies. We ended up using 2 big totes and separated things into supplies and tools. So that was helpful to do that. Mm-hmm. We now have the room set up to where we can get all around to all the walls, and we have everything here in the middle, kind of like a little island. So this is a really good milestone, and we are happy with the stopping point, at least for this video. We may or may not continue to work in reality, but this will be the end of this portion of the drywall subject matter for us for this project.
We have noticed that there have been several questions that have kind of been coming across with the comments, and so we figured we would hit a few of the top ones that we've seen.
I have my phone and my list. All right, first up, number 1 question we've gotten, why is this drywall purple?
Well, it is a mold and mildew resistant drywall. Normally it is for like kitchens, bathrooms type thing, but seeing as how this is a mobile home and how it's not like watertight, airtight, whatever you want to call it.
It's not as good as, a stick built really good home, I guess.
We decided to just go ahead and do it everywhere. It's not that much more expensive, and so we are like, we've seen mold in this house, so we're just going to go ahead and do this as a safety measure.
Yeah, the extra cost is minimal given the benefits we may reap from the project itself. I know we're not assuming this thing can hold up to anything and never mold, but hey, a $3 extra per sheet, not bad. Another question we get a lot here recently is people wondering what exactly the orange or red bits are on our drills and drivers. That's just a bit set I picked up from Lowe's that was on clearance because I needed some more and they looked pretty good and I got them. In retrospect, they're pretty good. They are made by a company called Crescent, as in the Crescent wrench, but they are an Apex model line or a trim line. I'll leave a link to them down below if you're interested. I didn't specifically seek those bits out. It's just what was there, grab it and go home and continue working type situation. So another question people have, they want to know how tall are the walls and the center height of the house?
So we just measured. The outside walls are 7.5 feet And the center height is 9 feet.
That was one of the biggest things we liked about this house whenever we first looked at it years back, and really was probably the only reason we got it. That price, I guess.
Well, we liked the layout and everything too, but...
Okay, so it was helpful. It wasn't one of the only things.
But we had been in a rental single wide before that had low ceilings, and it was very...
dark and short.
So we liked this one, and it has vaulted ceilings throughout the whole place.
Yep.
Like every room has it. So that's cool.
All right, so some of you who are quick to jump the gun may have already typed this question in a comment down below on this video. So here's an answer. Why did we not insulate the walls in the bathroom, separating the bathroom from the rest of the house?
Well, mainly probably money.
Yeah, it came down to money.
I mean, it's pretty expensive for any building material right now. And so it's not something that we were concerned about needing to do.
No, it didn't feel like it was a priority. On the whole list of things we've got to get done, we need to get done, insulating the bathroom just wasn't one of those things. And yeah, the additional cost would have been probably close to $60 worth of insulation, which, you know, may not be a whole lot, but I don't know. I feel like we're spending a lot in this project, so we're just trying to make smart, conscious decisions on what we do spend money for.
Right. And
it's a small house. If you're pooping, everybody's going to hear you. I had to say that because that's probably the only reason you'd insulate it.
Yeah.
Right? Keeping it real. Everybody poops. Some people need to poop quieter.
We have a window. Just open the window.
We have 2 boys here. There's really not much hiding anything, I guess, whatever.
So some of you may have questioned whether we have done the drywall in the hallway, which is kind of like the outside of the doorways and stuff like that. We are actually going to go ahead and try and get the 2 rooms finished because they are priority. We are trying to, get the inside of the rooms done so the boys can have their room back. And so we can use that bathroom again. And then we will shift back into the hallway.
Yes.
What?
I'm cracking myself up at the faces and me nodding like, yes, their bedroom, yes, the bathroom.
So, and then we will move into the hallway, which kind of goes around to the front door. But for now, we are going to work on getting the boys' room and the bathroom totally finished on the inside.
Yeah. So there is method to our madness, and really it's a matter of us separating what we see as kind of independent projects and not just running amok with demolition and renovation of the house. In our minds, the hallway is going to spill into the living room, which will go into the front door replacement, which will probably involve a little bit of new siding being put on the home. So we just can't mentally handle all that at once right now. So we're going to compartmentalize, literally, and finish the interior bedroom and bathroom and gain a little bit of sanity back in our lives.
Yes. Well, guys, thanks for coming along with us. If you can, leave us a comment below. We do love to read them. And otherwise, we will see you guys next time on the homestead. Bye.
I like that outro because we don't know if we're going to be here or outside.
I know. It's changed a lot recently.
Somewhere. Tight squeeze. Your tub spout should not be high pressure, but that's how this kind of mumbles and bumbles. Oh, let me go get it. Excuse me. Sorry. Wow, okay. A little bit bright. It is daytime.
Well, when I do that, it's like, ah.
Dance! Thank you. Passing through again. Do you want to start it this time? Like, you say your name first, then me? Just change it up.
Hi, I'm Angela.
And I'm Sam. Welcome back to our chat. That feels weird. Aw.
Jeez.
That was the dustpan dying. What? I stepped on it.
Not recently.
Somewhere.
We're here.
Yeah. We'll see you guys here next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Goober.
I don't know. I'm thinking, I guess.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Dramatic narration to the camera. Turn it off already. I'm tired.